It's WG, bring you SMB, and let's talk about the big level 200. Level 200 allows you to evolve your transfusion tree and do a couple of fun things. So let's talk about everything from how many resources does it take to what changes for your account, what should you prepare, do you even need to prepare anything, how does this whole shenanigan work. Though first off, why is CAINed forever? And that is right here. You see we have CAINed in our tree, and if I now go into my vessels, and as usual I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna reset CAINed so he's not my highest level unit anymore, meaning I can take him off the tree. You'll find that it's impossible. There is no reset button no more. The moment you evolve your tree, the reset button is gone, meaning that if you go to level 200, make sure you put in units that you have 3 copies of, but that you also like, or if you really feel like it, you could delay leveling up to 200 unless or until the point where you have units that you're interested in on this tree. So whatever you put up there, you're going to be sticking with forever and ever until, I don't know, end of the game. So on top of that, also, how does this whole max level thing work? It's straight up like that. You get a level 200, then plus every vessel you have times 1. So if you have 60 vessels, 60 additional levels, meaning 260. And then whatever additional breakthroughs you have on your vessels times 1.3. So if you have 100 breakthroughs, you're going to get 130 extra levels, bringing you to the fact that my max level is 597, and there is zero way in hell I'll ever reach this. We are getting more characters than I get levels until they release characters, and that is because this is how the upgrade system works. Starting from level 200, your cost will always be the same. It will always be 21 million pure blood, 1.3 million solely, or I guess 1.7 million, my bad, and then 10,000 divine blood. And what this leads to is you might not have been able to notice it already, especially with you going from resource to resource and spending your resources here and always feeling like you're behind and then having to upgrade gear or having to upgrade characters. You're actually going to cap out on 2 resources, right? The only resource that is valuable to you, that actually pushes you, that stops you from getting to that next level is going to be divine blood, because I haven't spent anything on development resources since level 200. This is just resources accumulated from events and just being level 200. I have way too much solely than I could ever spend. I have so much divine blood that I'll never, or I guess the blood essence, I can never spend that. So reaching level 200 frees you of most research concerns or resource concerns. You're going to get more solely in then you'll be able to spend that day. And that is because the only way for you to reliably spend solely is either being a little stupid about it and spending your solely in the shop right here. So if you really want to get rid of your solely, you can completely buy out this tranquility. I don't think it's worth it, or you could waste it on this gear. Please don't. So the only real way for you to spend solely is by leveling up equipment, and leveling up equipment obviously takes fodder, takes experience, and there's only so much you can gain each day. So there will be a point where you won't, let's say you earn 2 million solely a day and you only spend 1.6, so you get 400,000 additional solely every single day, and then events and everything like that, which leads to this whole resource situation. And that also brings you to the main point. Once you hit level 200, it is entirely up to you and your task to get these echo gear pieces out of the way, to start upgrading pieces to level 5. Even if you don't have perfect echo gear for characters, it can already still be viable to upgrade a cape like this, even not just for Van Helsing, but for anybody else. Like, see how we have a level 5 Ancestral and a level 5 Bloodborne light armor piece upgraded to level 5, but we're not even using it on these characters. That's all just so we can boost the base stats, so we can get more BP, so we can perform better in events, and then through that gain more rewards, as well as obviously progress further in the story. So your focus should be upgrading these pieces, preferably anything light armor, medium armor first, so that you have some extra stats from it, instead of upgrading the neutral pieces. But you can also be a little wasteful with your solely. So for example, there would be nothing against me upgrading a headpiece like this to level 5, and then once I find a better one, just using that and giving it into the like the faction headpiece to upgrade that one then to level 5. overall, you kind of have to make a decision for yourself. Are you going to spend all your hammers on Timeless Aeona like I do? Or are you going to at least branch out maybe once or twice per week and just start binding pieces to characters? Though again, keep in mind you won't be able to take these pieces off, but it will be a significant BP boost in both stats and also the substats. So mainly you would then have more places to spend all your experience on. But what I've been pretty much doing for the most part is just working on perfecting my Timeless. Though interestingly enough, with the direction the devs are going, they're kind of trying to like make sure that Timeless doesn't dominate anything. Their next favorite target seems to be the Fanny and Stella units, having them be pretty much required or necessary for any crazy scores in Night at the Hunt this time around, so you wouldn't even be all that dumb for binding some pieces to these heroes, because they do seem to be on the rise, and especially in, yeah, I guess general content importance. So, yeah, the main bottleneck is really going to be this Divine Blood. You should try to get as much Divine Blood as possible at every single opportunity. And then right here, the Soli and this is just going to stack up and you'll be hard pressed to even spend it all. And then this should then also like easily explain what you're going to do with your resources, right? Once again, you're going to go into the shop, you're going to buy yourself the Prisoner's Blood or the resources whenever the Nightmare mode unlocks. You clear Nightmare, you get even more of the Divine Blood, you use the Divine Blood. So what even is the point of all this? The point of going past level 200 is that every single level is a massive increase in BP to your characters. For example, look at this. Our Timeless Aeona is 25 levels higher, right? Look at the BP. 48,100 with 25 level ups. Now let's go into the arena. An easy way to check the stats at level 200, so 25 levels lower. And what you're going to find is that my Timeless Aeona has lost 7,000 BP. 7,000 BP, you can take that number times 5 for all your other units. So the difference between being level 200 and level 225 is you're going to get around an additional 35,000 BP you can use towards pushing story. And that is why Divine Blood is so important. Alright, I hope I made this clear. I hope I was able to alleviate some of these fears you might have had towards level 200. Maybe got you something to look forward to. And as always, we see each other in the next one. Peace!